Hello everyone, this is Tom Aspinall. This is the final YouTube channel of 2024. Massive year for the YouTube channel. We have now reached over 310,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. It's been a busy year. Next year is going to be even bigger. We are going to talk about the biggest moments of 2024 in the UFC and some stuff about next year as well. Right, first fight that comes to mind, the first fighter that comes to mind, I should say, Ilia Topuria, new champion from the continent, from Spain, from Georgia, represents both countries. Ilia Topuria is someone who has been around title contention for a long time, but going in there, beating a great in the sport, Alexander the Great Volkanovski, a personal favourite of mine, someone who I know, someone who I look up to. He went in there and took the belt from Volkanovski. The belt changed hands in February, and then he came back again against Max Holloway, knocked him out. The guy who'd never even been dropped in the UFC before, with so many fights. So two legends he's beat there in a year. That is absolutely massive for the country of Spain, for the country of Georgia, for European MMA, for MMA and the UFC as a whole. New champion, new face, new name, Ilia Topuria at featherweight, making all kinds of waves in the division and across the UFC. Like, this guy, what he's going to do in 2025 is likely going to be even bigger than what he did in 2024. Okay, another guy who's got a massive win at the start of the year and then came on to win again against another legend, that is DDP. DDP is someone who I believe is the first champion from South Africa, bringing out a whole new buzz to that continent. The continent of Africa, South Africa in particular. Another guy doing things, in my opinion, he fights so weird. Like, from the outside looking in, usually with fighters I like to watch them, study them, because I obviously do my analyst work as well. I'm a big analyst guy now. I like to watch what the guys are good at and what they're not so good at, what the strengths and weaknesses are. And with DDP, he's almost like, it's difficult to figure out what he's good at, but there's some things, and anyone who's had an MMA fight or any kind of combat sports fight will know there's certain things that you see on the video that you don't see when you're in the cage with them, when you're in the ring with them, when you're in the octagon with them. There's certain things that the naked eye from the outside cannot see. You can only feel it when you're in there. Strength being a massive thing. You can't see strength really. Speed, timing, these are all things that are difficult to see from the outside. The presence of your opponent in there is difficult to see from the outside. It's only something that you can really feel. So you got a big win there against Sean Strickland earlier on in the year, and then he came back to defeat a legend in Israel Adesanya. Like, two great performances. Like I say, for me, he is someone who I watch DDP and I'm like, he looks like he's doing things wrong, but obviously for him, the things really, really work for him. And I am really excited to see how he pushes on in 2025 as a defending champion again when he fights, I believe, Sean Strickland early in 2025. That's a fight that I'm really looking forward to. Okay, Sean O'Malley, very, very exciting guy in the smaller divisions, in the bantamweight divisions. Not a division typically that I'm too invested in because they're so far away from the weight class that I compete in, so I don't have eyes as much on the smaller guys as I do on the bigger guys. But Sean O'Malley is someone that you just can't ignore. Brings a lot of hype to the game, brings a lot of, he just brings everything that you want to watch as a fan. He brings the hype, he brings the skill, he brings the style points, he's funny. Like, the guy brings everything. He just makes us as fans want to be able to watch him. So he won at the start of the year against Chito Vera. Absolute shutout performance, complete shutout, won every round easily and looked so good doing it. And after that fight I was like, this is it. We're at the start of the Sean O'Malley era moving forward. He's going to shut down the whole division. Little did we know, we have Merab in there, who is a complete style nightmare for Sean O'Malley. The guy just puts the pressure on from the first bell to the last bell, roughed him up, made it ugly, gassed him out, didn't fall for any of his tricks that he does, just walked him down and beat him up. And I'm very, very excited now that the belt's changed hands to see how Merab looks against Umar Nurmagomedov, and that is coming January 2025. Very excited for that fight. And how can we not forget Alex Pereira? Come on, man. If you're not an Alex Pereira fan, what are you doing watching MMA? 3 fights this year. He fought Yuri Prohaska, Jamal Hill, and of course his last fight, Khalil Roundtree. 3 complete shutout performances. Last fight was more competitive than a lot of people thought. He's been doing a lot. These back-to-back fights take a lot out of you mentally and, of course, physically. Going to war with another guy, 205 pounds plus, that is going to take a lot out of you physically, and not to mention the training camps on top of that as well. So, very, very, very impressive work for what he's done. He's in a really, really good spot. Taking out everybody in the division. Finishes as well. You know, you're not just putting on boring performances. This guy's going in there, having battles, finishing these guys. There's a lot of hype coming with him and Hill potentially. I know they had the thing at the PI, the confrontation a couple of weeks ago where they're getting in each other's face, and you know that's all extra hype for a future rematch between them guys. But the fight that I'm looking forward to the most is Alex Pereira versus Ankalaev. What a clash of styles. Southpaw, wrestler, front foot fighter against a knockout merchant that is Alex Pereira. 2025, that fight has to be made. That could be one of the biggest fights, potentially in the UFC, definitely in the light heavyweight division, and that is something that I am very, very much looking forward to. Big guys, knockout power, throwing down, I want to see it. And just a small shout out, Bilal Muhammad. Excellent performance. I try and leave the personal feelings out of it, you know what I mean? Leon Edwards, friend of mine, it's no secret, he put on a fantastic performance. The belt changed hands in Manchester, England, my hometown. Obviously I fought on the same event. I beat Curtis Blaze defending the interim title, and obviously that leads on nicely to the next bit. 2025, Tom Aspinall, John Jones, unifying the heavyweight belts. One of the first times in recent memory that this has been done. 2 heavyweights with belts fighting each other. I was there for the Stipe fight, obviously, in New York City, Madison Square Garden. Good fight against Stipe. Let's remember, I ain't Stipe. Completely different. And I possess a whole different attribute of skills, aggression, speed, power, and everything else to Stipe Miocic. So Stipe is retired. Much respect to him. Much respect to John Jones as well, believe it or not. But I'm coming for both of them belts, and 2025 is when it's going to happen.
And mate, what's been your highlight this year in general?
Well, I'm a selfish guy, so the highlight is obviously me defending my belt in my hometown of Manchester. 25,000 screaming fans at 5 AM, absolutely insane. But yeah, there's been some great fights. I think if you're a UFC fan, which obviously guys watching this predominantly will be UFC fans, what a year, 2024, what a year of fights. And pushing on 2025, some massive fights to be made in all divisions. And just before we sign off, just a big shout out for all the support. 2024, we were there in New York City. I felt the love from everybody, much appreciated. In someone else's country, you guys are still cheering my name, so thank you very much for that. Also guys, you might notice I've got a bit of a dodgy eye. Got pokes in the eye this morning, potentially trying to, you know, I'm trying to fight off my opponent's attacks, so I'm trying to get prepared for that. So I got poked in the eye this morning, so. You dirty bitch! We also have the dog in the background at Olympus. Come here. He's saying hello, Merry Christmas and all that good stuff as well. And make sure you like and subscribe. Keep subscribing to the channel. Keep commenting, keep doing all the good stuff, and massive, massive, massive things coming on this channel in 2025. Thank you.